Go ahead and introduce yourself.
First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Jack Codopony Sr. I'm a full-blood Comanche of the Penatucka Band. My parents are the late Boris and Ella Nadinupper Codopony, and I live in Apache, Oklahoma.
Okay. First question that we have for you today, Mr. Codopony, is what are your complete qualifications to be nominated to the CBC seat number 4?
Well, the Constitution states only qualifications to be on the Business Committee is to be at least 21 years of age and elected. My personal qualifications include 32 years of military service in the U.S. Marine Corps, U.S. Marine Corps Reserve, U.S. Army Reserve, and National Guard, where I earned the rank of Sergeant First Class, which is 2 grades below the highest rank in the enlisted military. In addition, I have retired from the civil service with 23 years of service. I have also worked for the Comanche Nation Housing Authority for 7 years. Also, I worked for the City of Dallas Tax Department in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Next question that we have for you is what are your goals for the CBC seat number 4 position?
Well, first and foremost is to work as a team member with the chairman, the officers, and the other business committee members. I would also like to improve the Indian Health Service, and as a former employee of the Indian Health Service, I'm familiar with a lot of the policies, rules, and regulations. If elected, I would volunteer to be on that Indian Health Board. Another goal is to review our current Constitution and make recommendations and changes to the Business Committee and the tribal councils as needed for their review and approval. Another goal, I would like to work with the tribal administrator to provide accountability for our real property and our equipment that we have here. And the most important, I think, is to ensure that our audits are completed as required by the Constitution. These are only a few of my goals.
Okay. The next question that we have is where do you honestly see the tribe financially in 3 years?
Well, since 2004, our net revenue from the 4 casinos has gone from $21 million to $51 million. Over the past 5 years, our growth has leveled out between $46 million, and last year our revenue was $51 million. And I don't think anyone really could predict what the tribe will be financially in the next 3 years. You have to look at the local, the state, and national economy, and of course our gaming businesses and the businesses that we would have at that time.
Okay. Next question that we have is what changes, if any, do you want to make for the tribe?
Well, what I'd like to do is become more transparent with our accountability on any issue that within reason that our tribal members should know.
Okay. Many people have asked for and demanded a tribal court system. Will you establish one, and what are some of the ideas that you have about that?
I myself cannot establish a tribal system. This would require a constitutional amendment. We do need a court system because we are a sovereign nation and the CFR courts has no jurisdiction over us.
Okay. Next question is what is your promise in the matter of turning in CBC minutes to both the BIA and the General Council?
Well, the minutes are turned into the BIA by the Secretary of Treasury per the Constitution. The CBC also has a paid recorder who documents every word of our monthly meetings except those that are in executive session. The minutes are published monthly in the Comanche newsletter. Also, before each meeting, we hand out the agenda to those in attendance. And I also would like to say that my telephone number and email will be public to those tribal members who have questions about any issues that come before the board.
Okay. Next question we have is, what is your stance on the proposed 60% revenue allocation?
Well, the revenue allocation plan is currently 40% per cap in elders, 25% economic development, 10% tribal government, and 25% to community and educational services. I believe at the General Council in 2009 or 2010, the council voted to increase the per cap and elder payment to 60%, but for some reason, it's my understanding that the Department of the Interior disapproved that. Of course, I don't know why it was disapproved, but I do know that if the Tribal Council passes a resolution at the General Council, it is the duty of the CBC to carry out those resolutions.
Okay. Next question that we have is, earlier this year, the General Council voted out the economic development portion of the budget. If the 2005 revenue allocation plan says that 25% must go to economic development, what's your solution?
Well, I would base my input on the recommendations of the Economic Development Board as soon as they are appointed. And I would be open to recommendations from the other CBC members and also tribal members. And of course, I would form my own opinion as time permits.
Okay. Next question. In the last report that we had, the casinos employ fewer than 17% Comanche tribal members. What is your promise to the nation that this will increase, and do you have an estimate that you can get it increased to?
According to one of the gaming board members, we currently have 483 casino employees at our 4 casinos. 23% or 112 of those are Comanches. This includes 3 general managers. Another 7% or 32 are Indians of other tribes. And I do know that whenever there's an opening at the casinos, the Comanche people are given preference over others.
Okay. Next question is, how familiar are you with our gaming ordinances, and what are your thoughts on those?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not familiar with the gaming ordinance, although I understand it. It's about 40 pages long, and it is a law for the gaming board and the gaming commission.
Okay. The last question that we have are, what are your thoughts on the board, how many board members and how many commissions we have total in the tribe?
Well, it's my understanding that we have 23 boards, committees, councils, courts, commissions. Some of these people are paid stipends, others aren't. I've looked them over, and I think all have a good purpose. Maybe some are more so than others.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and give you some time now if you wanted to give us some closing statement.
In closing, I would like to say, if elected to the position, I would go by the Constitution, bylaws, and regulations, and all my decisions that I make would be for the betterment of all the Comanche people.
Okay. Again, this is Jack Codopony Sr. Okay. And that's the end of this interview. Thank you.